morning, children. Now, in Flamingo, we have done the first chapter, that is the last lesson. Second, that is the Lost Spring. Okay, and the third one, that is the poetry, My Mother at 66. These three chapters are there from Flamingo in your exam. Now, I am moving with the supplementary reader, that is for Vistas. First chapter of it, the third level. Okay, and it's by Jack Finney. Before I start with the lesson, okay, few characters I would like to talk about. Charlie, the main character. Then Sam, he is a psychiatric, and Luisa, wife of Charlie. Through dates also you will come across and you should know, that is 11th June 1894 and 18th July 1994. Before the story starts, you just see in your textbook, have you ever had any curious experience which others find hard to believe? Okay, this is the beginning sentence and it's a questionnaire. So, compared to other stories, we see that this story begins with a questionnaire. Now, who has written this? Who is asking this question? The author, the writer, and he is asking to the readers. What is he saying? That have you come across any such experiences? Okay, which have put you into thoughts which the others find odd when you share with them and so on. He is doing so to create an atmosphere before teaching the chapter so that the children are mentally prepared for it. Okay, and that is why he is doing so. The lesson, first, when we time and again we will have a reference of the Grand Railways, Central Railway Station. As per the chapter or as per the people over there, okay, whom Charlie is talking about, other than Charlie, everyone believes that in this Grand Central Railway Station there are only two levels. First level, okay, that is which takes if we take a train from there, then it takes us to the 21st century. And the second level, okay, is there, which if we take a train, it takes us to the suburban areas. But here, no one believes that there is a third level. But here, Charlie says that he has visited, there is a third level, and this third level takes us 100 years back. As we move on, introduction as I told you, okay, and Charlie, he visits the third level and he goes and shares it to his, or tells about it to his friend. Who is he? He is Sam. He is a psychiatrist. Sam doesn't agree to that, and what is he saying? No, it's not so. There are only two levels and so on. Okay, and then not only Sam, but the higher authorities also do not agree to Charlie. And what do they say? That maybe Charlie is mentally disturbed, he has some problem and he is tensed. So might be he is thinking on these things. Many of them were not only to this level do they think about Charlie, but they even think that Charlie has become mentally senile. He's gone mad. He is disturbed. And so, what do they say? And that Sam also, who is a psychiatric, also says that you take rest. You are not. You are tired, and that is why all these things are coming into your mind. Charlie is also saying so. Sam also tells Charlie that he wants to run away from the worldly affairs, the worries, he feels insecure in this world. He is suffering from insecurity, fear, worry, and that's why he wants to run away from all these things, to escape from all these things. He is saying that there is a third level. Saying so, Sam gives an example also. that many people develop different hobbies, and he gives an example of one such hobby, that is stamp collection. And he says that people have a hobby or divert to collection of stamps thinking because they want to divert their thought from the thought which is disturbing them. Sometimes they find insecure, unsafe, they are worried, they are tense, and that's why they have this hurry. But Charlie doesn't agree to this. And then he says his grandfather also he was not mentally disturbed, he did not have any problems, still he had a habit of collecting stamps. Even Charlie also had a habit of collecting stamps. So that's not the reason why whoever collects stamps, they want to run away or from the problems or to escape and build up their own world. Charlie father also says that, and then he tries to explain how he reached to the third level. He says once he was working in the office, okay, and he's a clerk there. He was working in an office, and he happens to get late, and so he is in a hurry to return home. While he wants to take a train from the central railway station, and so when he is going, he crosses the first level, but he sees the train has left off. He moves to the second level, there also he sees all the trains are left. Now he has to go home, so what is he doing? He was searching as he was moving, and he kept on moving. He was knowing where he was going, and because he was in a hurry, he gets confused and he forgets the direction, and he reaches to somewhere else, what he calls the third level. He walks almost half a mile there, and there at a distance he could see some fire, and as he goes closer to that, he sees that it was not a fire but only a gas flame that was shining. There we see so many people, they are having beards, and sideburns are there on the face, then mustaches, which Charlie had never seen. While he was moving with the first and second level, he found people like him and all normal people. But when he reaches to this place, he finds that people are different, and they are differently dressed, they look different, and so on. Okay, and he had never seen such people in his life. Women, he found, they are moving on in the train gate, and they are wearing the dress which is also different. The sleeves are looks like mutton sleeves, what he names here. The skirts, what they are putting on to the top of the shoes, their buttons are there, and that sort of odd dress up what he has never seen earlier. So many other things also he notices there. He walks a bit and he finds a newspaper boy. He goes there, and then he glances at the newspaper which was lying before him. As he sees the date, he finds the date written on it, that was 11th June 1894. Okay, and the name of the newspaper, what he sees also, it is that was also very old, and it was not the new publication. That is Charlie, father goes, now he finds a ticket counter there. He goes for there and asks for 2 tickets, one for Luisa, his wife, and one for himself, because since long they wanted to go for an outing, and Luisa was interested in visiting the beautiful place that is Galesburg, Illinois. Okay? So he demands for the ticket, asks the ticket checker to give tickets. The ticket checker gives him the tickets, and Charlie pays for it. But when he gives the currency, the clerk gets, the man in the counter gets wild. He gets angry that why he is giving him the old currency which are not in use. Okay, but then Charlie gets worried that, and when he sees that his currency and the other currency what is lying in the box before the clerk, that is only different. So Charlie says that you use different from the ones, and Charlie gives the clerk the old style currency. Charlie at this juncture is asking for the old currency. Charlie at this juncture feels that he feels to go back to the real world. okay, his place, and he decides that he would go because he has taken the ticket. So he decides to go to his real world, get there, go the currency, and then exchange it with the old currency. The new currency he'll give and get the exchange. But he is surprised when Charlie comes back home. He finds that Sam had gone to the third level. Sam, he doesn't find Sam, and on asking, he comes to know that he has gone to the third level. Charlie Charlie was confused. He says that when he says he did not agree to that, and now Sam himself has got to the third level. The office boy told him that Sam had some old currency and he has taken them, and now he has got to the third level. Then Charlie, on finding the old coins or searching something, he happens to come across a first day cover. Now, what is this first day cover? This first day cover is a cover where these stamps, the people who have a habit of collecting stamps, they keep the, that is as envelope sort of. They keep these stamps inside it and then just keep it forth in their safe place for their safety. So, very first then, when he sees that cover, he opens that and he sees a postmark on that cover also. And as he opens, and there he finds a letter in that, and that a paper. Okay, he opens a paper and sees that that paper is addressed or mailed to his grandfather at his home, and that is where is his home? It's in Galesburg. The postmark on it, there was a date, and as I told you, it was 18th July 1994. 18th July 1894. Okay, and these two dates, okay, we are told that he is getting the thing. Okay, and these two dates, as we saw, is the date also is different. The stamp was of 6 cents with and the stamp, you saw the cost, it cost 6 cents, and a picture of President Bradfield was also there, and where he was no more in the present time. He finds the paper in the first day cover, but what was it? It was he opens, as I told you, and it was a letter written by Sam. To whom? To Charlie's to his grandfather. What is that? And in that, Sam is saying to Charlie, "You were right. There really," and where Sam agrees that Charlie was right. There really exists a third world, and he says that after he had a lemonade party there, and he has changed these all thoughts. Maybe he has changed the business, and Charlie feels that Sam has changed his business, and there might be he has settled in which was what business? Actually, Sam was a psychiatric, and now he at the third level, he must have gone there and changed his business and maybe that's a great business. Here the story comes to an end, and at the end also we see a questionnaire. What questionnaire do we see? So because the thought what arises seeing the paper or the letter of Sam, that may or may not, he is not sure about whether the third level Sam has gone to or not, and then there is a thing why Sam was a question, the sentence is there, why Sam was my psychiatric, again a question mark. So he is doubting if Sam was his psychiatric, and if he was, why did he direct him in a wrong manner? Why he did not agree when Charlie himself was saying that it was there is a third level in the Grand Central Railway Station. This is no doubt the story is full of complexity, okay, and here and there the things are scattered, but I have tried my level best to explain you in the simplest manner, and I hope you understand it. Okay, if you go through the story and my lecture, whatever I have sent you, you would be comfortable with it. Still, any doubts are there, you are most welcome to ask the doubt. So here I complete your all 4 sections, that is 3 lessons, 1 from supplementary, that is this chapter, the third level, 2 from your main textbook, that is Flamingo, The Last Lesson, and Lost Streak. These three chapters of prose, and first poem, that is My Mother at 66. These all the four are there in your exam. Okay, best of luck. Thank you so much.